What's up, everybody? Welcome to this Trainwreck Sports Podcast, where we are not here to wrestle about TV ratings. We're here to wrestle with emotion. I am joined by Maniac, Slick L, and the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Michael Partham. How are we doing tonight, gents? We have a huge AEW Dynamite tonight. Kevin Owens is on the loose, I think. Is that what's going on?
He's been sent home.
He got sent home.
He's like a pit bull off the leash that hasn't been fed in like 24 hours. It's a mix of like that. You know that? Remember that anger management Kevin Owens storyline? Like that's partially it's coming back. His his inner demons are coming.
Wait. Are we going to send him to Dr. Shelby now?
No,
we might need to get Dr. Shelby involved.
We got to send him to Dr. Zane.
I'm curious though, because I know sometimes we get a little carryover from the chat in here. Parthi, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I believe you didn't love the angle originally of the IRL attack. So talk to me now. Where are you at this juncture?
Okay, so they're developing it, and I think I see the vision now because the turn is not Kevin Owens. Obviously, he turned on his friends, but that's not the major turn that we're expecting, because I don't think this heel turn for Kevin Owens is supposed to be a permanent thing. I think it's meant to lead up to the real heel turn that we've all been anticipating. So that's why they strategically put it off the live camera, so you didn't have a visceral crowd reaction to it, so that when the real turn that we're thinking about is going to comes, then you get the real heel turn reaction from the crowd. And maybe you don't condition the crowd to necessarily hate Kevin Owens from the start. And yes, it does do a little bit of blending of realism. Like that's what I constantly think about, actually, is, if it was real, how would it go down and where would we see things happening or not see things happening? So in retrospect, it was weird that they would do a major angle like off camera after a pay-per-view has gone off the air. But now seeing where they've been developing the storyline, the flows and the eddies, both on camera, live camera, and off camera and social media, I think I see where they're heading with this whole thing.
And at the very least, it's a unique way to try to build it, right? Like, go try something new. It's an innovative way. It's a great way to tell the story. But you mentioned it, Mike, with about Owens and trying to get the crowd reaction. We also know that he's releasing this promo sometime this week, or WWE is going to release it. There's also a way where Kevin Owens cuts a promo that convinces you that he's right. And he's like the anti-hero in the situation, or the middleman between the super baby face and the dastardly heel turn that we all are expecting to come later on, where Kevin Owens is like a badass, where people are going to cheer KO, like no matter what. I would cheer Kevin. If I was in the crowd, I would be cheering Kevin Owens when he came out, no matter what positioning he is. And there is a way that he's such a compelling person, like on the mic, that I feel like there's a way that he can get around to it to be like, no, Cody's in the wrong. All these people are in the wrong, and I'm the one who's been scoring this whole time. And I think it's a pretty easy way to get there.
One little aspect before I get to you, Slick and Maniac. We haven't heard the conversations that led up to both of these attacks. Like, we just saw Cody and KO, conversing with each other, in a bit of a heated argument. The fans might be able to make out a little bit what was going on when they were filming with their cameras, but we didn't really get any dialogue. And since there weren't any official WWE cameras on them, they were not going to see that in any form. And we got the security footage, I think, from an SI account saying we have the footage of KO's attack on Randy when he was trying to reason with him. And we don't know what was said in that regard. So maybe this KO video that he wants WWE to release, and he'll release it if WWE doesn't, is going to expand upon what was said in those conversations. And then maybe we'll get a better perspective of KO's thinking. Slick, what do you think?
I mean, I love the angle they're taking. I agree with Jake. Trying something new, never a bad idea. I think that's why we all loved AEW in their early days, like 2019 to 2021. They weren't afraid to step outside the box, try something new. And it's not like back parking lot brawls are a new thing in wrestling, but essentially with it starting from what was a fan cam on a phone, I must say too, whatever city that was, they had an amazing positioning for where those tour buses were and how fans could exit the stadium right over that convenient little area that you could peek into. But I think obviously there was plants there to get those fans to notice that something was going to happen down there. But love the
You'd
way,
have to have at least one or two, yeah.
and if this turns to the Randy Kevin feud we think it is, I'm all here for it. Partham, what eventual turn were you referring to?
We know what
confused.
eventual turn, and it's going to come. Well, we know when it's coming, but they want us to make us. They want to make us think that it's going to come out of nowhere.
Oh right. Oh, you see. Wait, you mean Kevin?
Yeah,
though, right?
this you know what WWE is using right now, don't you?
I don't know who you're talking about though.
No.
You
Let
don't
me
know who
walk
I'm
you through.
talking about.
Slick. Right now, you're the hunter in Jurassic Park, and you're zoning in on the Kevin Owens heel turn versus Cody Rhodes, and you've got it in your sights, Slick. Okay, you're looking right down the barrel of the gun. You pull back the lever. Okay, you're ready to take the shot on Kevin Owens heel turn. And right up against your face is an RKO out of
Well, yeah, but like to me, that's not a turn. That's just inevitable. That's just Randy being Randy.
Oh,
like,
but you can't look at it that way. They've been doing such a slow burn. They were ending PLEs
Yeah,
with
he
him
was
looking at
letting
the
the crowd
belt.
get
Like
in
they've
the
been
The other
they've
night,
been really trying to convince
he's
you to
backstage
stage,
like,
but
oh,
it's
I love this part of my career.
bro, the other night,
You finally sing my song after all these years. Yeah, no,
yes, it's the
RKO out of
perfect one. It's the
nowhere.
perfect narrative. It really is.
No,
guys.
no, I get what you guys are saying, but I guess I just didn't think of it that way because it's inevitable with Randy Orton. The RKO is how all stories end, good or bad.
great point. It's a great point. The Randy turn, it's got to be in a big moment, and we feel like that's a match. I feel like we've talked about Randy and Cody at Royal Rumble multiple times. At least I've talked about that. That could be a spot where at least maybe the first of a couple happen. So does that mean if the way we're sizing up here, if I'm fantasy booking a bit, Cody has Gunther at Crown Jewel, obviously. We assume that Survivor Series could be Kevin, or maybe it's a triple threat somehow, or Saturday night's main event is Kevin and Cody rematch or a triple threat. I feel like Saturday night's main event, though, is where we get the Randy turn on Cody. That's where you have the biggest impact. Some point, if it's a Kevin and Cody match where Randy comes out and turns on Cody or something like that, or it's a triple threat and Cody wins and Randy's pissed after and vicious attack. Both of those things I could see happening. And then on the way to Royal Rumble.
Based on how you book this Survivor Series, too, if the final boss is involved and say he gets a pin on Cody Rhodes in a War Games match, he has a claim that he's pinned the undisputed champion twice in a WWE ring.
Say that the final boss gets a pin on Cody. I mean, that's not impossible, Slick.
No.
That's inevitable.
No, what I'm getting at is who's to say he doesn't get a shot at Royal Rumble at the title.
That's true.
And then you have Roman screw him and set up Rock Roman for WrestleMania even further.
There is a very non-zero chance that The Rock has the title going into WrestleMania. What were you going to say, Partham?
2.5 months off from Saturday night's main event. I think that's a little bit long to stretch out the Randy Orton turn now that things are starting to heat up between the three of them, KO, Cody, and Randy. I would say.
When is the date for that? When's the date for that? Isn't it the 14th?
The 14th of December?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I thought it was December. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the night of the Heisman ceremony.
Yeah, they would probably let them have the Christmas week before and after off, like they usually do. But I'm thinking Saturday night's main event is where you have the match of Cody and Randy.
That's a great point too.
Yeah,
because Royal Rumble.
I think my match for
match.
It also could be just like Roman and Cody on Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, I could see that rematch happening there too. One or the other could happen at Saturday night's main event in Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's a great point. Mute Monster Maniac.
It was out of respect. Mark my words, though. If Cody Roman goes down at Saturday night main event, it'll be a non-finish. It'll be Bloodline hijinks. Bloodline. You think they're just gonna have like Cody win clean?
If they're gonna do the triple threat at Mania, then I would agree with you.
Do you think that? All right, so let's get into the Bloodline talk because
I'm just saying you don't need a clean finish if you do like Bloodline interferes and then Roman and Cody fight him off and stand tall. Like, oh, it's like King Kong and Godzilla.
That's fair. Do we think that? So is Cody's probably not going to be in the War Games at this point, right? Like they're full go with Jimmy and Jay.
Yeah, Cody's got his own problems.
Jay was on and Jay was on Raw on Monday because I didn't see all of Raw, but Jimmy showed
Oh,
up.
there was
Jimmy
some
showed up in the locker
cinema.
room.
There was some cinema.
Okay.
They had Jay go into his locker room, and literally Jimmy like was there in the frame and stuff. He's like, "We need to talk, Oos," and like you thought it was gonna cut away, but instead Jay just literally closed the door and walked away. Then he tracked him down, and Jay basically told him to fuck off.
That's
amazing. So we see the end game with this is that it's those three, and I guess Sami
Zayn.
Sami. I think Sami's going to be the go-between because
you already know they're going to have a moment where they have no idea what they can do for a fourth. And like Jay's not even going to get to the like I know a guy thing. Like they're all just going to be looking at each other like waiting. The other team has their four. And like Sami's music is going to hit and everyone's just going to go nuts. And at first they're going to act like they don't know if they want it. And then they're all just going to embrace Sami. Crowd is going to lose.
So I think
and you guys are really convincing yourselves that Cody Rhodes is not going to be involved in this.
I was going to disagree with that.
Oh, okay. I think he's 1,000% in the War Games match. And that's still the trajectory with
the that's what I was asking
there for sure. But I don't know. I heard some talking points that Cody might not be involved in.
I'm thinking
the Sami Uso return will be fucking biblical.
Insane.
That's all I gotta say.
But Sami and Roman have some issues to work out too, because Sami basically turned his back on Roman, so they're going to have a heart-to-heart about that as well.
Well, it's not going to be easy about that.
So you can't just make it a surprise like Randy was last year. You have to have those cinema scenes too.
No, they'll have it as a surprise, but on a show leading up to Survivor Series, so that they have like a show or two to, like you said, squash their
this is crazy. I could see the SmackDown like 8 days before like Survivor Series or whatever, or 9 days before, so a week and a half before, literally ending with like Sami Zayn returning to come out, and they're being like, "Is he in the bloodline?" Like it could literally end like with that, like because it's so fucking massive. And then they do the next week. Like, you know, do they trust him? Are they gonna be able to work together? Exactly. Like, because you guys are right. Yeah, Parthy, you hit that on the head.
And Cody will probably be that.
You can't have him show up a la Randy. Oh, I know a guy.
Cody and Jay will probably be those mediators saying, like, yes, like we need Sami. We need a fifth. This is our only shot. So,
but wait, if Cody's gonna join the reunited OG bloodline, that means 5. So who's gonna be the fifth on the final boss? He's gonna show up at Survivor Series?
Yeah,
that's here's unnamed, of course.
Are you kidding?
My theory on this. Here's my theory on this: is the final boss. It's going to be all bloodline. Cody won't be involved, and final boss will just show up and enter himself late. Like he's just going to go
late
and just beat ass. He's not actually going to be in the match, but he's just going to decide he's in the match because he's the final boss.
No, I think
the extra number, and then it's a numbers advantage for the heel bloodline.
Wait, then who's the fifth for the new bloodline?
There is no fifth because Cody.
Why would Cody get involved in this? He already took care of the bloodline reluctantly with Roman's help.
Well, then we have two.
Cody's got his Kevin Owens issue to handle.
Cody loves a good storyline mimic, and similar to how Daenerys Targaryen helped out Jon Snow in the North, Cody is going to help out Roman with his bloodline battle.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, but it's still going on.
You know what? If he did do it,
shit doesn't end in wrestling. Shit doesn't end in wrestling unless they say like, unless the GM comes in and goes, this is the end. This is the last time. Like Adam Pearce did with CM Punk, Drew McIntyre.
For a transition, if we're ready, you know, it did end.
Hold on. One other thing about this tie-in with Sami.
Yeah, we can pop off right after it.
Is that if Sami does join this team, Kevin Owens is going to be pissed about that too.
Oh yeah,
perfect.
It's perfect. That's
and you know who else will be pissed off?
Sign me up.
You know who else will be pissed off?
Yes, I mean, dude, bro, and like that's what WWE and AEW even we're doing so well with WrestleDream this past weekend in WWE, as we're talking about it now, intertwining all these stories that have been in different spots and eras of their product, and now they're all coming together and intertwining with each other, and it's beautiful to see. Yeah. But that was my transition.
If Cody got involved in Survivor Series, then it would have to be because Jay and Sami asked him to be, because they're still tight with him.
So my only thing is like, if we're not talking final boss, we got Cody, in my opinion, Cody, Sami, Jay, Jimmy, Roman, and then you got Cody's your new bloodline, and it's a 5v4.
If Cody's there, the final boss is there. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
the only way. That's the only
Hey,
way.
it has to be that way, in my opinion.
What part? If Cody breaks the final boss's heart again, I'm gonna be fucking pissed,
Dude, because they have history too. Rock gave that thing to Cody.
Yeah, well,
Here's
can
the-
we,
I-
does
I know, but they
anybody,
have-
does anybody
Here-
know what the,
they
does
still
anybody
have
know
a
what
lot
the
of
thing
time.
is?
No, we have no idea. It's the key. It's the something with
It's the key to the War Games cage.
It's something. No, I'm telling you, 1,000%. It's something that indicates that The Rock is the true tribal chief. Because Cody hasn't even like talked about that like this whole time. When there were so many times he could have voiced about that or whatever. It's something that indicates tribal chief. But Slick, I know you're trying to get us onto the AEW train here.
Yeah, well, we were saying nothing really ends in wrestling, and this probably hasn't really ended either, but we did see, as we know it, a career end on Saturday night.
I
Wait,
want to
wait, hold it. Wait, what are you saying, Slick? A career ended at WrestleDream? Wait. I was told that a career wasn't going to end at WrestleDream. It was going to go on for 5 monnts. I was told that was
Parthy, you know what I'm going to
Mark.
Parthy, you know what I'm going to say
listening to the dirt sheets.
this? You want to hear this? Bad booking.
You're listening to the dirt sheets.
Bad booking.
That's all you
bad
care about.
booking.
That's all you
Bad
care
booking by AEW. Bad booking.
And I predicted it. It's not bad booking. It was
bad booking. It was bad booking.
It was the booking
Swerve
that had to happen
Strickland's
because Danielson was
Strickland's
injured.
reign was completely devalued. They nuked a quick 6-week reign. They basically put a quick championship reign in the microwave for Bryan Danielson. Congratulations. He had 6 weeks on TBS. And now Swerve Strickland, his reign is basically irrelevant, and now AEW's in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, and that's Tony Khan. He wanted to give Danielson one last parting gift while he had still had time to do it, and he got a couple of title defense matches out of the way.
You know what, dude?
Fell on the sword to Moxley like he wanted to in his own backyard.
Congrats, dude. You got to pick right. Congrats.
Yeah, I don't know why you keep doubting me.
I don't know why you keep doubting me, but keep doubting me.
Oh, because I doubt you. I doubt you because if you're
for the record,
if you're anything like your boy,
for the record, I picked John Moxley to win that.
If you're anything like your boy you just played there in that clip, that would mean you lie a lot. So I'd be careful with what you.
Oh yeah, well tell me
when I'm telling lies.
When you start workplace violence and then go on TV and say I'm here to make money.
He didn't lie about a darn thing.
All right. Oh my god.
Okay, but anyway,
let's not get into this endless fucking thing. But that said,
his career isn't over though. Like I said, it might not be actually ending like we said about everything in wrestling because he's going to be
basically part timer. He's going to be the all in guy every year.
He's like the GM.
I'm pretty pissed about that, to be honest. I like when, and I know that Ric Flair was a good example for a while and it ended up being a complete lie. I get it. But I like when someone loses a career match and it fucking ends. Even Kurt Angle had the respect with terrible booking to just be done after he lost to Baron Corbin.
The thing
I don't like this aspect of he's well, I'm done full time, but I can come back anytime I want and have a judge. That's so stupid. That's so stupid to me. He should have just lost.
I would say if he went out like this, it was the most baller way to go out by getting
getting killed.
I think he's just gonna be he's gonna have. I could see him having a Christopher Daniels-esque role, and if not even on screen, still he's gonna be backstage. He basically books these shows kind of.
Yeah, I imagine he's gonna transition into a producer on this show.
Yeah, he's got it right.
Can we appreciate Danielson's dedication to the craft? He could have had an angle where he just got a little bit beat up and then recovers with all his friends helping him up, and then he grabs a mic like I was expecting. Essentially, he waves goodbye to the Tacoma crowd in Washington in his backyard and says, "I'll see you sometime down the road." But no, he is just laid out flat with EMTs and everybody's with somber faces and Excalibur's crying over the commentary. He basically gave back to the business on his way out of full-time wrestling. Essentially.
Just like he did his entire fucking career, Bryan Danielson did the right thing. He did exactly what made sense for the viewer, exactly what made sense for the wrestling fan, and he gave us exactly what the fuck we wanted. It would have made no sense, exactly like you said, if he took a couple breaths and he got up and it was like whoopsie daisy, like thanks for everything, like Washington. No, it looked like he literally got murdered. It looked like he should be done with wrestling full time, and that's what we want from our sports entertainment.
Do we have a problem with them going back to the bag over the head thing again? Because the first time
I like it because Yuta did it because it was the
well, sure, but you could have done something else. You could have gotten a rope or something, or like one of those things that MJF secretly chokes you out while he's gotten you in a chokehold.
Yeah, but Yuta's kind of like a begrudging teenager in the BCC right now. He's like decided he's gonna go along with it. Like even when he was leaving with them, he was kind of pissed though, right? Like it wasn't like he was just like, "Yay!" Like
no,
we did it.
He understands what the survival aspect of this is.
Yeah. So like it was kind of I mean I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, how about this, guys?
It was a lot. I do like at the end of the day how we saw emotion out of Orange Cassidy. That was
the 4 guys that they were showing that in that one shot outside the ring where they're all looking very somber. It was Orange Cassidy, it was Hook, it was Darby, and our boy Daniel Garcia. And people are saying, just like the first 4 AEW champions were laid out, now this may be the 4 guys that they're gonna highlight going forward. Daniel Garcia looks to be in line for a TNT title shot at least, and the rumors at least are that Darby is slated, or at least they want to give him some sort of a title run in 2025, at least before he goes off to the mountain while they still have him in one piece.
If he even makes it
goes off to the mountain. Let's talk about this because the chat seems to think that this is a one-way street to like even lesser ratings. Darby Allin as champion eventually. I mean, I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
Darby's never going to be a champion for like a year either. He's going to be like a 3-month champion where he has crazy matches and then gets stomped out by somebody because he can afford to lose.
It's going to be the guy. It's going to be one of those things where he was the better guy that night, and then obviously he's not the best wrestler.
He's a fighting champion.
He's not the best wrestler in the company, but he was
Darby
good enough
Allin
to
being
win
a
the
world
title
champion
that
is
night.
exactly what professional wrestling is about. It's almost like on a lesser scale, and I know it's ridiculous. Mankind winning the title back in the day, like he was better that night. He was better that night.
It was even like I compare him so much to Jeff Hardy. I think like Jeff Hardy versus Triple H and Edge.
I agree. 09, the late 2000s. Yep.
Yes, same, very similar thing. I could even see them doing a similar situation in that sense. And whether Danielson comes back and like advocates for Darby because that's the guy that Moxley was beefing with before, who knows?
Yeah, I do like the Daniel Bryan Avengers angle though, that they're clearly like trying to work for, and I think that. But Parthy, you think ratings dive if Darby was to become a main spot?
I don't think so. It all depends how they develop it. I mean, I think TK was he quoted as saying, "I don't book long term anymore. I book week." He didn't say I book week to week, but he says he doesn't do long term booking anymore. I don't know if that was like a report or a direct quote from him from a press conference or something. Let's just hope that they actually take this angle, long term. At least this one, if nothing else.
Well, if Tony Khan isn't, you would hope somebody is.
Sure.
That's the thing is, if Tony isn't thinking long term and he's booking just week to week in the matches and everything, they do have people in place that are apparently planning out these things and writing these stories, at least for some talent and the main talent. So, I mean, but Mariah May is clearly that was a long term project. I don't know if they had an idea of what they were going to do after she won the title. It doesn't seem like they really have, but that was clearly a plan to get to that moment.
She's been stuck a little bit in neutral since that.
Speaking of which.
Because they need it needs to be. It's all about the Tony thing. They bought fully into it, and then she disappeared off TV.
Tony will be back though. That'll come for full circle. But speaking of these things that are like getting put in short-term booking, but have long-term implications, like look at this tonight: Jay White, Christian Cage. Jay White, huge win over Hangman with the return, but Christian, if I'm not mistaken, still has a shot at the world championship.
And it's kind of interesting because Moxley now is a heel champion and Christian Cage is a heel, essentially a Money in the Bank contract holder.
He's
how are they going to play that off?
Yo, Moxley literally looks like Danny DeVito when he came out of the couch in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Hey, you want to talk about long-term booking, whether they're backdooring it or not? Look at the very bottom. Adam Cole returns, and he returned to Cheers even after he essentially the last time we saw him was a heel with an babyface MJF.
What do you do there? Because that's a bit of a fucking mess. MJF is back to being a heel already. Adam Cole is getting face cheers, and that's not where the storyline's at all.
Can we play
Yeah,
the
but I think
clip
you
of
just roll
MJF?
with.
Can we what?
Oh yeah.
Play that MJF clip that
Yeah, we'll play it in a sec.
Stream already got in.
Yeah, the Cole thing though is like if he's gonna be back and the crowd wants him to be a babyface, you just turn him face and figure it out from there. Like
Yes,
if Adam
do
Cole's
not
gonna be the hottest
he's
not
babyface,
do
in
what
the promo
WWE did wrong for like 8 years with like Becky Lynch and like all kinds of other superstars where you try and force the reaction. Just go with what the crowd is doing.
exactly.
It all
Exactly. And
depends on what logic Adam Cole gives tonight as to why he did what he did. Did he figure MJF was this evil guy all along, even when he was acting like a best friend? Even if MJF was genuinely his best friend, Adam Cole can come out and say, "I knew there was a there was a scumbag MJF in there all along," and he turns on all you fans just because they cheered "Thank you, Joe." He's that sensitive that all of that work that he put in to try and be a better guy just fell away because of that. See, I told you all along, and that's why I did what I did to screw MJF out of the title.
well,
right.
keep in mind too, this MJF clip, he says Adam Cole's gonna be there tonight. I'm gonna be there too, and I'm gonna beat the piss out of him, basically.
All right, we got a great preview for Dynamite here. Let's play the clip and then we'll come back for 90 seconds and we'll sign up. But let's show the clip here.
No, I don't wanna
Yo,
hear anyone
look
laugh.
at
I don't wanna
look
hear
at
anyone
this
talk.
nigga's profile picture, bro.
I
All
said,
right, language,
shut the fuck
obviously,
up.
but we can't control
Here's
our live stream.
Here's the deal.
PG, brother.
All night, Adam Cole is going to quote unquote talk. Let me explain something to you. That motherfucker doesn't have anything interesting to say. It's disgusting. It's despicable that I had to listen to all those stupid fucking fat marks in Tacoma cheer this guy,
Super
who's a
Pet Marks in Tacoma.
absolute worthless scumbag, turned on me after I trust. But he's the good guy? Great. I'm going to beat the living shit out of this ass clown tomorrow. When you hear my music, just know pain's going to come. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, so when you hear Adam Cole's music
Wow.
or when you hear MJF's music, pain's about to come, boys.
I mean, I can't wait. I'll be
pointing out
I'll be
that
glued to
everybody's
the TV.
cheering for him, even though he was a heel the last time. MJF is basically playing into the logic gap, so to speak.
I'll be glued to my couch. I'll be waiting for every second of that. It's going to be gold. And then who knows if DG could enter the picture as well.
Well, I think DG is going to focus on the TNT title. I think that was a little bit of a wrap up with MJF and DG's little scene there, where he gets back his Dynamite Diamond ring and he's about to punch him, and Adam Cole comes out.
Agreed. I think DG's on to big and better things, and it was kind of a way of
Time
intertwining the feuds. But yeah, a lot of good stuff happening in both sides of wrestling at the moment.
Well, remember, they've
Dynamite.
tried this sort of takeover angle before with the Elite, and it basically just petered out and within a couple of months.
Yeah.
So this is sort of their reset of that. And I think they're taking it a lot more serious. And people are taking Moxley a lot more serious than they did the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I wonder why.
That's fair.
I feel it.
Those
Shout out
guys,
to Ernie
that's
Green
fair.
on that one. I know that's his favorite tag team.
Yeah, ringing. His ears are ringing.
Yeah. Well,
Moxley is nobody's safe. That's all we know. Like it's gonna.
Nobody
be
is
crazy.
safe. All right, well,
What
we're
is this-
signing off. We're
Go ahead.
signing off here. Who could Moxley attack tonight to prove that nobody is safe?
I was just gonna say to attack everybody.
I think RJ City is getting like put through like a steel blender.
The craziest thing that he could do to prove that no one's safe is sick Marina Shafir on his own wife, Renee Moxley Good.
Oh,
That actually would
that's
be
don't
fucking
go there,
hysterical.
Martham. Don't go
That
there.
would actually be like outstanding.
That'd be wild.
Like, he doesn't want to do
That
this,
would-
remember? He's being called by a higher power or something like to that effect.
That would be
I
a
like that.
godly angle if Marina.
That would be
just
an Attitude Era.
Renee.
You know, I mean, you want to
Yeah.
talk about heat? It'd be like, NBA Jam. Shout out Happy Hour Hoops. But this has been the show. Shout out everyone. Shout out Slick. Shout out Micah. Shout out Partham. That is not wrestling with your conscience. It is not wrestling with your budget. It is wrestling with emotion. Let's go enjoy Dynamite. Let's enjoy SmackDown. Let's have a good night now.